Hopewell joins us now to talk to us more about this. Hopewell, what exactly is going on here?
Thank you very much for having me. I started getting harassed beginning of this week by a national executive member of the Youth League of the ruling party, Zanu-PF. He went on social media and he lied that I was a beneficiary of an animal scheme by the government, and he said I was given those goats I could pass them on to my community, which was not true. I never benefited from any such scheme. I bought my goats, as you mentioned in your introduction, in Niger, in South Africa, and I've produced the paperwork. But the whole idea has been caused because I went to Geneva and spoke about the health delivery system in Zimbabwe and how it has collapsed at the United Nations. And ever since I came back to Zimbabwe, I'm being harassed every day. The national newspapers, which are controlled by the government, have been churning out stories every day, lying about different things to do with my life. The idea was to taint and delegitimize my work as a journalist, as an anti-corruption activist.
And is that the only reason you are hearing, or could there be more than your speaking engagement? Is there more here?
That's the main reason that they've put forward. The national executive member of Zanu-PF Youth League, called Taurai Kandishaya, actually mentioned that on social media, and he said, we are going to expropriate your goats and you should go back to Switzerland where you spoke, which means, which points towards the fact that they are upset that I spoke about the health delivery system, that there are no cancer machines in Zimbabwe today. There's no working cancer machine in all public hospitals. So if a doctor were to do a diagnosis of cancer and prescribe the patient to go for radiotherapy, they would die. 2,500 women die every year in Zimbabwe because there are no enough maternity theaters. The biggest hospital in Zimbabwe only has 2 maternity theaters and only 1 is working. And because of that, Zimbabwean women have had to cross the border into South Africa. The Home Affairs Minister of South Africa, Dr. Motswedi, said that 75% of women who are giving birth at Messina Hospital are from Zimbabwe. And those are the issues I was addressing and explaining that they have been caused by the looting of public funds and the plunder of the nation's natural resources. And ever since I came home from the United Nations, I've been harassed, I've been insulted. The government newspapers have been churning out propaganda every day, you know, different stories insulting me. And the culmination has now come to this, where they are saying tomorrow they are going to my rural village where they want to expropriate without compensation my goats.
Where are they taking them to?
They haven't explained. They simply said that we are taking the goats. They are ours. You should go and do your goat project in Switzerland, where you spoke about the health delivery system in Zimbabwe. You see, the problem that we have in Zimbabwe, Bongewe, is that when you speak about bad governance, they conflate government and the country. They say you speak ill of the country, and yet what we're talking about are life and death issues, where the government has failed to invest, where the finance ministry has not availed money for cancer machines, for building theaters. It doesn't cost much to build a theater in Zimbabwe. It's only $37,000. But because there's no appetite to do the right thing, a lot of people are dying. When you raise these things, they say that you're not being patriotic.
I know that, of course, this is a security issue, as you say, that tomorrow this is the plan to go loot or even expropriate your goats, as they put it. I wonder, is there any action that you'll be taking at all to ensure that you prevent this from happening?
What we've done is my lawyer, Beatrice Mtetwa, has served papers to the Commissioner General of the Zimbabwe Police, and the law and order section and my local police station in an area called Highlands, alerting them to all these things, and we've given them the evidence. It's illegal to do what these thugs are planning to do tomorrow, but I've taken a decision and instructed my workers that you should not resist. If anyone comes, let them do whatever they want to do. Let the world see the kind of environment in which we are living in. You see, these are the things that make investment not come to Zimbabwe, because if you treat your own citizen like this and threaten to expropriate their private property, it means you are infringing on private property rights. And there's no sane investor who would want to come and invest in such an environment where the ruling party will just decide that tomorrow we're going to come and take your things and nothing happens. So I'm hoping that the police will act if this comes to pass tomorrow, and that the rule of law will be upheld.
Has the ruling party or government officials said anything?
No, they've not said anything officially that I've seen, and I would have expected them to put it on the record, because it's damaging to the country to have someone as prominent as I am internationally being subjected to that kind of treatment. As I said earlier, investment will not come, and these are the human rights issues that we talk about every day, and the government says that we're not telling the truth, but now it's coming out on its own, and it's unacceptable in any civilized society for citizens to be threatened for expressing themselves, for using their rights to free speech, as I did when I spoke about genuine issues that are affecting Zimbabwean citizens related to healthcare.
I can't help but ask if there is any close relationship between the main actor who's speaking out against this, your goats and all of that, and the president. We've seen pictures that he uses when he's intimidating people, when he's standing next to the president. There are two pictures that we've seen that we've been told he uses when he's intimidating people. They were taken at two different occasions. But at this point, I would not want to implicate the president. I hope that the president can instruct the police to act, and hopefully that senior government officials will speak out against this act of thuggery, because it destroys the image of the country and it makes Zimbabwe a pariah state that it has become now. So, Hopewell, are there any consequences, though, in your country if a private citizen loses their property without the law protecting them? Could there be any recourse here? Well, in ordinary circumstances, yes, stock theft is punishable by anything from 9 years going upwards. But as you are also aware, there have been a lot of lawlessness taking place in Zimbabwe, where citizens have lost their property because it's politically motivated and nothing has been done. Those thugs have been protected. Some people have even been killed. The killers are known, but they are walking the streets because it was politically motivated. It's not the first time you are finding yourself at the receiving end of allegations or treatment such as this one. I mean, at some point you were in prison and all of that. I wonder if, against the backdrop of what is happening right now, do you still have concerns around your safety? Because this could escalate very quickly. Yes, I've got serious concerns about my safety. And my safety is no longer guaranteed, because if people can do this and then the government does not respond and the police does not make a public statement against such kind of thuggery, it means my security is not guaranteed as well. And I call upon leaders in SADC to do the right thing. People like President Ramaphosa, President Hichilema, the President of Botswana, the president of Namibia, they need to do the right thing and remind the ruling party in Zimbabwe that it has an obligation, and constitutional obligation, to make sure that the safety of citizens is guaranteed, and to make sure that citizens are not victimized for exercising constitutional rights like free speech. Now, Hopewell, I can't let you go without asking you this. You've been very vocal about it on social media. There have been developments around Operation Dudula, and I'm sure you've seen what has been unfolding in the public domain. Your thoughts?
The use of violence against anyone is unacceptable, and I expect the South African government to uphold the rule of law and not to allow vigilant groups to be doing what Dudula has been doing. But we need to deal with the root cause of these problems, which is the immigration problem in South Africa, which has been caused by the crisis that has been ongoing in Zimbabwe for the past 20 years. The ANC should stop supporting its sister parties when they are rigging elections. They should speak truth to power and explain to them that our economic circumstances are intertwined. If there is a crisis in Zimbabwe, it will lead to a lot of Zimbabweans coming to South Africa looking for job opportunities, and it creates pressure, social pressures in South African communities, because those citizens, either from Zimbabwe or Mozambique, would then want to use social services like hospitals and needing housing and things like that. So it's important for South Africa to make sure that the 2023 election is guaranteed to be free and fair, so that the Zimbabwean crisis can be put to bed. We cannot continue for another 20 years. It's now 22 years since the crisis in Zimbabwe started, and the South African president at that time, Thabo Mbeki, I think unfairly backed Zanu-PF when it even lost an election, but he came on the side of Zanu-PF because they're a sister liberation movement. But that has created the crisis that you have in South Africa today of immigration. Zimbabweans are hardworking, Zimbabweans are educated. If they get an opportunity to live in a society where the economy is thriving, they would want to come back home. And trust me, if things change in Zimbabwe, Zimbabweans will come back home.
All right, Hopewell, let's see then how this unfolds. I mean, as you say that they are planning to go there tomorrow. Let's see if there's any response or what happens then, and we'll touch base with you to get a sense of how things develop. That's Zimbabwean award-winning journalist and anti-corruption activist Hopewell Chin'ono, who, of course, has really been putting us in the picture here about the story that you may have seen around the fact that there's now calls for the expropriation of his goats. And as he says that it's because of that address that he then made about the state of healthcare in the country. And we will definitely ask the Zimbabwe ruling party for a right of reply in order to understand what is going on here and what kind of assistance can be given to Mr. Chin'ono.